everyone, I'm Sheila Ramaya, event manager for the PA show, which is a live face-to-face event taking place on the 22nd, 23rd of June this year at London's Excel. Joining me today is Richard Sagar, who is the general manager of NIO Cocktails. So welcome, one of our
Good morning.
Exhibitors. How are you?
Very good, thank you very much. The sun's shining, there's nothing to complain about. How are you?
Yeah, really good. So are you in an office or are you working from home?
No, so at the moment, apologies, I'm at home. I'm venturing back into our offices. Well, it's a room in the house that's gradually transitioned into an office over the past 14 months.
Yeah.
I think that my wife will be delighted when I move myself back into an office again.
Yeah, I know the feeling. So, well, before we find out a little bit more about what you're planning at the show, I'm so excited to find out a little bit more about how did this idea come about?
Absolutely. So NIO Cocktails was founded in 2017 by Luca and Ale, and they're both Italian, and we're an Italian company. Luca got married, had children, and found that as much as he loved cocktails and going to bars, he had less time to do so. But when he invited people around to his house and wanted to be a great host by offering cocktails, he ended up spending a load of time trying to make lots of nice cocktails. And actually everyone gravitated initially to the kitchen and then went elsewhere whilst he was still making the cocktails for his guests. So rather than being a great sociable host, he was limited in terms of how much he could converse with his guests. And he said to his friend, there's got to be a better way of doing this. And that's how NIO was founded. They worked with Patrick Pistolesi, a close friend who's an acclaimed mixologist, to create NIO Cocktails, which delivers brilliant bar quality cocktails directly to your home. And all you need to do is, after you've chosen your personal bar, and you can choose from any of our 19 cocktails, you simply shake, pour over ice and enjoy. And that's how it came to be.
Very good idea. So does he create the cocktails, the mixologist?
Patrick does.
Yeah.
So Patrick, who's our bartender, I mean, when I say he's an acclaimed bartender, that's not just hyperbole. So he's been a bartender for nearly 25 years now. He's traveled the world. He's apprenticed under some of the best bartenders, and he founded Drink Kong, which is the 45th best bar in the world, voted by the best bars in the world. So we have an acclaimed master mixologist, and he creates the cocktails for us. And that's one of the, I suppose, measures of quality and certificates of quality that we have. We've entered independent competitions where we've been awarded Masters medals for our cocktails, and we use premium brands only. But Patrick is really the person behind the mastery of the cocktails themselves. And every single one of our cocktails has Patrick's signature on it,
Nice.
which is also just a mark of the quality. He wouldn't serve a NIO cocktail if it couldn't also be served in his bar.
Nice, because I always find as well, because you could always put a little bit of too much of one and not enough of the other, and it's not quite right. But you're guaranteed to get it spot on every time with something like that. So.
Yeah, you're guaranteed to get a really good cocktail, and it's interesting, Sheila, because obviously different people have slightly different tastes.
Mm-hmm.
If you've got the core essence of a brilliant cocktail in front of you, then adapting the flavor to make it a little bit sweeter or a little bit sharper is relatively easy to do. And we're helping people understand how to do that through our blogs and our videos on our website. But if you don't have the core cocktail there in the first place, it's then incredibly difficult to start adapting it to your personal tastes.
Yeah, and saves you time buying all the different bottles as well. So this is great.
Well, so this is a really good point, actually. Depending on what you're in the mood for, or indeed what your guests may want, you could end up having to buy 5 spirits bottles, all of the mixers, all of the other ingredients, a lot of which will need to be fresh. And at that point, you end up with a very, very large receipt for a huge array of products. And if you've forgotten one of them, then you can't prepare the cocktail. And that's to save nothing of the knowledge and the experience that you need to then go and prepare the cocktails. So we've got 19 cocktails currently on our menu, soon to be 22. And these span the core spirits: gin, vodka, tequila, rum, and bourbon. And we've also got curated boxes with Irish whiskey, with Scotch, and a wealth and a host of other spirits. The opportunity really is there for each and every person to choose and curate their own bar. So what that means is every single one of our cocktails is 100 ml serve. That's the classic pour for a classic cocktail. You're not restricted in terms of what you're wanting to drink in an evening to a single type of cocktail. If you've bought half a litre or 750 ml, you can pick and choose any combination of cocktails to be sent to you. And then when you are about to enjoy, you can pick and choose any cocktail from your personal bar and enjoy it in that moment. So whether or not it's a Negroni as an aperitif, if it's a Cosmopolitan with dinner, if it's an espresso martini as a digestive, you can really choose the cocktail for the occasion, for the moment. And if you're with guests, they also have the choice. You don't get that choice if you're buying a really large format. You are restricted to whatever it is you've bought.
Yeah. So I'm guessing the last year was a lot to do with maybe B2C clients, and now you're focusing more on the corporates. But I know you have like thousands of clients anyway. But so who are you focusing on now?
We do. So as I mentioned, so we're not a response to the unfortunate situation of COVID. We were set up in 2017 and we came to the UK in 2019. And we originally were focused as a direct-to-consumer business, so an e-commerce business. What happened during lockdown was a lot of companies approached us because, rightly so, they want to maintain their culture, they want to maintain their interpersonal team relationships, but were challenged in doing so because they couldn't physically meet. And what we said to them was, we can bring the bar to each and every one of your team members. So just as we send our cocktails through the letterbox to individual consumers' homes, we said to each of our now thousands of corporate clients, it doesn't matter whether or not you want to send 20 or 250. We will send those all to the individual recipients so that everyone has the same bar, or if you want to tweak what people get to their personal preferences, we'll do that too. Delivered to everyone so that when either as a gift, as a reward, as a thank you, as a virtual event at the end of a conference, everyone's able to participate with the same bar, the same drinks. And we also have alcohol-free cocktails. And this is really important because there are any number of people that choose to restrict the alcohol that they consume or just not drink alcohol at all, but want to participate in the NIO brand. No one wants to be drinking something else when the majority are enjoying a particular brand. And that was really, really popular. So we were very busy during lockdown, and we're increasingly busy now because as lockdown lifts, our corporate customers are telling us, A, they had fabulous times.
Right.
Everyone loves the cocktails. And they're wanting to maintain that, whether or not it's virtually or whether or not it is sending our cocktails into people's offices.
So the corporates, you're sending out these packages for team building and it can be employee engagement and things like that.
Yeah, so rewards, employee engagement, virtual events, thank yous, team building. And actually a lot of our corporate customers send them to their clients as well as part of team building and team events. So we really were fortunate that we had created a business that has a really robust logistics solution. And this is really important because for an individual consumer, they're looking to receive one package of cocktails and then hopefully another in a month's time. for a corporate customer, if they're asking us to send 250 boxes out and 249 arrive perfectly and one doesn't, then the one person who didn't receive it will obviously let the main organizer know, and that organizer then wants to get in touch with us, and rightly so. So having a robust solution is really important so that no one is disappointed.
Yeah.
So we use track couriers, and we run a tracking report twice daily that lets us know where the packages are, and if we anticipate that there are problems, or we know that there are problems, we will resolve them and we'll let the client know.
And is it predominantly London or all over the UK that you have?
All over the UK, all over the UK. And until December the 31st, we sent our cocktails across Europe as well. With Brexit, there are some logistical challenges to doing so, but we're working through those at the moment because companies are international in nature.
Yes.
And even when all restrictions lift, which we hope is obviously soon, there's still the anticipation that teams are going to want virtual events because it's costly and it's time consuming for everyone to come to the same location. So it's important for us that we find a solution to being able to deliver our cocktails across Europe because people loved us for doing so.
Great. So it's your first time exhibiting at the PO show. What are you looking forward to?
I think just the opportunity to help drive awareness of NIO cocktails, but also to listen, to speak with event organizers, to speak with people for whom NIO could provide value so that we can understand what they're looking for, what types of events they run, what some of their challenges may be. Because any good bartender wants to listen to their patrons so that they can then say, this is what we advise, or this is what we can do, or for NIO cocktails, so that we can learn and develop our product and our propositions. So very, very excited to, yes, showcase what we think are brilliant cocktails and a fabulous product, but at the same time to listen and to make new relationships.
That's good. And have you targeted the PAs and EAs, office managers before? Is this something, do you get
no, so we do. We've been very fortunate. So as a business that has invested in order to grow our awareness on the consumer side. So this is obviously, marketing on Facebook and Instagram, but we also ran a TV campaign at Christmas last year. That bled over into the corporate world. So an event organizer in their personal life is a consumer.
Yes.
And a lot of people saw NIO cocktails on the consumer side and said, this is going to be fabulous for me for an event. And so we were very fortunate that a lot of people approached us. And then it was a case of word of mouth.
Yeah.
As companies showcased NIO cocktails on their LinkedIn profiles for their events, so more people got in touch with us. And so we were.
Sorry, it's a great way to grow the company.
Sorry, Sheila, go ahead.
So word of mouth is a great way to just grow the company because you're getting that testimonial from those people to say it's a great product.
Completely. And that's why we place so much emphasis on brilliant customer service. So as you may anticipate, at Christmas time during lockdown, there's quite a lot of pressure on the delivery networks. We actively and actually turned down opportunities because we had a concern that we wouldn't be able to live up to the quality of service and care that is paramount to the NIO Cocktails brand. So as a company now, we've grown, we have more people in the team, we have more sophisticated solutions. And with that, we're excited at the opportunity to grow this part and support more businesses and more companies with larger events over the next 6 months and beyond.
Great. So what is it that you're planning at show?
Well, what we want to do, as I said, first and foremost, is just to have the opportunity to speak with people. Now, it's kind of that organic, they'll walk past our stand. And I used to actually work at Wembley Market on Sunday mornings at Christmas time. So I'm not immune to reaching out to people as they're walking past, wanting to engage them in conversation. So as they walk past, rest assured, I'm not going to accost you, but I will be looking to have a conversation and introduce NIO Cocktail. But also we want the opportunity. Sorry, go ahead, Sheila.
Oh yeah, so there's a bit of a delay. But no, I was just going to say that you're also doing the tasting on the club lounge.
Absolutely. So we're going to be doing the tasting on the club lounge because we think that there's no better opportunity to demonstrate the quality of our cocktail than by putting liquid to lips. So we'll be doing a tasting in the club lounge where I'll also be giving a little bit of the history of NIO Cocktails because we think that the company is rich in history. It comes from a real life challenge that our founders faced, and we remain a founder first business, but also to help people understand what we're able to do for them. It's not just, and I say just in inverted commas, cocktails that we deliver through the letterbox. We've catered for some really large events in situ by sending our cocktails and advising on ice and advising on other elements. And so depending on what it is that the event organizer is looking to host, we want to be there as a partner to really support them and make a great event for them.
Oh, that's great. So thank you so much for your time, Richard. It's been so good talking to you. Really looking forward to
my pleasure, Sheila.
Meeting you face to face, which would be really nice.
Absolutely.
So if any of our guests would like to come and see and learn more about NIO Cocktails, please join Richard and the team on stand C14. Please register to visit thepashow.com. Details will be at the bottom of this interview. But thanks again, Richard, and look forward to
my pleasure, Sheila.
the next few weeks.